Hello everyone, this is Kay. Welcome to your reading. You're on the Collective Soul Tarot channel. Actually, you're on the Collective Soul Tarot channel. I'm sorry, it's a bit confusing because I have two channels now. I just started a new one. It's called Collective Soul Tarot. It doesn't have the in front of it. So we're on Collective Soul Tarot channel. Now, the reason why I started a new channel is because I'm noticing that I'm barely getting any viewings on my videos, and I've been waiting several months for it to change, to get better, to improve, because it's a relatively new channel, but several months gone by and it's just that it's not getting better. In fact, it seems to be getting worse. I had uploaded a short yesterday to explain this, that I was moving the readings to my new channel, and I looked at it the other day and I had 62 views, which still isn't very much, but it's better than the actual reading videos that I've been posting. And then I looked at it, I just happened to look at it today, and it's 58 views. So how does that work? How do views end up being taken away from the count? I don't know. I mean, I'm mystified as to what's going on here. It's got to be an algorithm thing. I don't know. But in any case, I do know that other content creators have been facing similar issues, and so they created a new channel to help ameliorate this issue with the views, anyways, that's what I decided I would do, is to create a new channel, but I didn't want to go too far away from my original name, which is the Collective Soul Tarot channel. So I actually renamed that one to the Collective Soul Tarot 2, and this one that I will be using from now on is Collective Soul Tarot, which I think I'm going to change it to the Collective Soul Tarot, back to putting the and just leaving the other channel as saying the Collective Soul Tarot channel 2, or I might change it to just being Collective Soul Tarot. I haven't decided yet. But in any case, something has to be done. I'm not reaching my goals, and my goals is to reach people, right? It's to reach people. Why else would I be doing this? And so therefore, since I'm reaching very few people by the looks of it, and even those that have viewed, some have been taken away from my viewing numbers. So I don't know what to say, but all I know is to start all over again. So I have one subscriber, which is me. That's my other channel, a different channel, a personal channel I subscribe to, so I can keep an eye on what's going on with this one. So I have one subscriber, which is me, and I don't have any other subscribers. So if you're subscribed to the Collective Soul Tarot, which is the Collective Soul Tarot 2 channel, if you're subscribed to that, it's the number 2, by the way, please consider subscribing to this one, Collective Soul Tarot, because this is where I will be uploading all of my new videos. Okay, so I won't be uploading videos to that channel any longer. There's 600, almost 700 videos there, and of course I'll leave it live so that anybody can go there and watch it if you care to, any of the past videos and stuff. So I'm going to be mentioning this for the next little while every time I record readings, which is usually once a week. For the next little while, just to let people know that the reason why I have a new channel that only has a couple of videos posted to it, and why I'm not on the old channel anymore. I don't know if this is going to make a difference with my track record so far with YouTube and the algorithm. I'm not holding high hopes, so I have no idea if it's going to get any better having a new channel, a separate, a totally different one. I don't know how well it's going for the other content creators that were facing a similar issue, but all I can do is try. So here we go. We're going to start with a pick a card reading today. We're going to use this oracle deck to give you some cards, piles to choose from. And what we're going to be looking at today, guys, is what does the universe want to tell you about the huge prosperity it wants to bring to you? Okay, so what is the universe going to tell you about that? I want to know, what does the universe want to tell you, the collective, about the huge prosperity it wants to bring your way? Okay? All right, we got pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Okay, here we go. First pile we've got for you, Butterfly Garden, card number 48. Isn't that beautiful? That breaks down to a 12, which breaks down to a 3, which is communication. Communication. 3 is communication. So we've got a butterfly on top of her head. Or is that a butterfly? Yeah, I think it's a butterfly. I was thinking moth there for a second, but no, the wings are definitely butterfly wings. Okay, so that's pile number 1. Pile number 2, you've got Flower Spirit, which is the 10 breaks down to a 1, which is a new beginning. And then we have number 18, Treasured Memories, for pile number 3, which breaks down to a 9, which is ending something. 1 and 8 is 9, it's ending something. Okay, so this, you might want to use your intuition to choose the pile, but if that's something of a problem for you, I've got the dice and I've got the zodiac. So here's the dice for numbers. We got 3 and 4 for pile number 1. Whatever numbers resonate with you, you want to choose your pile this way using the numbers. There's 1 and 6 for pile 2. And for pile 3, we have 2 and 5. Okay, now we've got the zodiacs. If that's not going to work for you, we've got zodiac. So choose your zodiac. You may choose your sun, moon, Venus, or rising, or all 4 of them, or just one, or the zodiac is somebody who you want to hear about or hear from. Well, I guess that's not really the reading today, but in any case, it still could be somebody of your someone who's important to you. You might be wanting to watch that zodiac pile. Okay, so we've got Taurus, Libra, Cancer, and Pisces for pile number 1. Pile number 2, we have Scorpio, Capricorn, Aries, and Gemini for pile number 2. Pile number 3 is Aquarius, Leo, Sagittarius, and Virgo. Okay, guys, that's what we got for you to choose your pile with, either your intuition, a number that resonates with you, or your zodiac sign. So take your time, and I'll be back with you in a flash. See you soon. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. You've chosen card number 48, which breaks down to a 12, which breaks down to a 3, communication, for the Butterfly Garden. To be your significator card for the question we are discovering today, exploring I should say, what does the universe want to tell you about the huge prosperity it wants to bring to you, into your life, right? And if you didn't choose your intuition, or if you didn't use your intuition to choose pile number 1, this card, you might have used a number, favorite number, or 34 or 43. Either maybe you're 43, maybe you're 34, or it's just your birth date is the 3rd of the month, or on the 4th month, April 3rd kind of thing, or 4th of the month on March the 4th, who knows? However it works for you. Okay, it could be your address on your house, and so forth and so on. So we've got zodiac signs here, if you didn't choose it that way. We've got what we have here: Taurus, Libra, Cancer, and Pisces. Okay, so that's what we got for how you might have chosen your pile. Let's go ahead and get started with the oracles. This is the tarot, and we're starting with the major arcana. Let's find out, what does the universe want to tell the collective, tell you about the huge prosperity it wants to bring to you, bring into your life. Which one? That one. Okay, and then little tarot card to help clarify and define the arcana, major arcana symbol, message. Right, and then we've got a little bit of Colette Baron Reed's Wisdom of the Oracle. And some friendly feather. Find out what a bird wants to tell us. And of course, the Lenormand. You know me in the Lenormand. This one wants to show itself. And Zodiac, or to Intuit Oracle. There's actually 132 cards in this deck. I said 108 the other day just because it says 108 on it. I just knew there was a lot. But I found out it's 132. I actually counted them. And now for a rune. What rune wants to speak to us today for you? Alright, let's go. Major arcana. We've got justice. Alright, some kind of justice. Look at that poor cat. Having a knife held to its throat. Aw, poor pussy cat. And then we have the Ace of Swords. Talk about, yeah. Ace of Swords. Right away to me, this speaks to me about how it's time for you to have the justice. It's like you know, you're stepping into your power. You think of who's the guy who pulls the King Arthur? Is it King Arthur that pulls the knife out of the stone, the sword out of the stone? He goes to show how much I know about stuff like this. But yeah, it is that there's balance coming, that you have achieved some kind of balance. Okay, balance in your life. You know, and whenever we talk about balance, we talk about energies, right? And energies is your heart and your mind. That's really all the balance we have to work with, is our heart and our mind. It's our heart and our mind that then instigates action, physical action. But it has to be the heart and the mind first. The mind really first, and then the heart comes in, like the emotion comes in simultaneously. It's difficult to separate the two, but it is the thought first and then the feeling that comes as a result of that particular quality of thought. Okay, and you know, a thought, for example, a thought like, oh, I just lost 10 pounds, might resonate a feeling of feeling really good about myself and happy. For one person, yes, but for another person who's trying to gain weight, right? Because they're too thin, or they're, you know, the doctor says you're undernourished or whatever. I'm not saying you, but just an example. If they saw that they've lost 10 pounds, that thought of I just lost 10 pounds, it'd be like, oh my God. You know, it'd be a totally downer thought, a downer feeling. Okay, so it's different for everybody. But in this case, it's like the sword of truth is that you are balanced. You've gotten something balanced. Your energies are balanced. Your yin and your yang, your feminine and masculine are balanced and balancing. And we're always constantly, you know, like this. So we're constantly trying to get into an equilibrium. They call it homeostasis for your body, right? But the body's always trying to get into homeostasis status. And our energy is trying to do that. So when our mind and heart are balanced with each other, then our physical body can obtain homeostasis easier. If that makes sense. I'm not a doctor. Anyways, that's what I'm feeling. The first thing I thought of when I saw those two cards is that you've come into a balance, and that there is something righteous about this whole question of huge prosperity, that it is like it's time, it's meant to be, because you deserve it. You've done what you needed to do, and the universe is saying, we're so right there on your doorstep, ready to knock, to hand you this big pot of gold kind of thing. Right, okay, so let's find out what's going on. Breathe. Okay, so that's, that's what you've been doing, is that you have been allowing this energy of yours, your heart and mind, to find that equilibrium, to come into a state of balance. By maybe you are actually finding activities to do that help you, feel relaxed and calm. Maybe you like to read, maybe you like to listen to music, maybe you like to dance, maybe you like to work with your hands in some way, and that somehow is meditative to you. Okay, so whatever it is, maybe you're actually meditating and you're taking in the deep breaths of breathing in, pure light, healing energy, and that when you exhale what you could imagine like a smoky, grayish to black kind of energy coming out of your body, out of your energy, and going off and dissipating, and basically not being in your energy anymore. So breathing, and I would say that the universe is trying to tell you to keep up that breathing. And then we have vulture. Accept the inevitable, let go of the past, and welcome a rebirth to begin. Yeah, so the message here is to just make sure that you stay in your center. Stay in your center by letting go of any thoughts and feelings that do not serve you in a positive way. Let it go of all that. Any angst that you might be feeling, anxiety, anger, depression, resentment, shame, blame, anything, jealousy, non-forgiveness, letting that go, like really truly telling yourself, the only way to allow the universe to pour its blessings, your inheritance into your life, is by you being receptive and breathing, being in a relaxed, balanced, centered position, means you are letting go of things that would otherwise take you out of that equilibrium. Anger and anxiety and non-forgiveness and all that negative stuff, it takes you out of, it's more about your mind now. It's more about your thoughts, negative thoughts, and it is about you being in a receptive mode with the heart, right, with the feelings. Your mind and your heart, your mind and your feelings are cutting off the circulation, basically. Circulation of what? Oxygen, oxygenated blood, healthy blood to move through your body. That makes you then, brings clarity to your mind, helps bring clarity to your mind, and even aha moments of epiphanies and so forth and so on. It brings, when your body is being fueled appropriately, effectively, with oxygen, rich blood, through breathing and relaxing, then your mind can settle down, it can calm. But it really is your thoughts that have to tell your body that you're going to do this, that this is what we're doing. We're doing this right now. I'm getting into a calm, centered place of thinking, so that my feeling will follow that. My feeling will be calm, and that'll come over my body. It'll feel soothing and relaxing, because where do you feel your feelings? You feel it in your body. So it's all about making sure that you let go of anything negative that does not serve you positively, obviously. Okay, so what do we have for Lenormand? Well, it's the clock. To me, it's tick-tock clock. Number 37 breaks down to 1, new beginning. It's time time for that. It's time for the universe to bring in that huge prosperity into your life. It's time. It's waiting. It's waiting at the door, like I said. What do we have here? We have bodybuilder, talking about body, right? Stepping into your power. You got power, strength, forceful, determined, disciplined, vigor, domination, push forward, influence, leverage, mastery. You're mastering, stepping into your power, resolving issues like of the past, whatever, by letting them go, resisting the temptations to throw yourself out of equilibrium. And this is self-improvement, and it may actually involve exercise to bring in that. And the exercise simply could be meditation. You don't have to actually be, you know, up there doing aerobics kind of thing. You don't have to. It could simply be an exercise of centering the mind through some kind of practice that will allow your mind to get into the receptive mode. I'm open and ready to receive is what you want to say. I'm open and ready to receive. And then we have the Northeast rune. The Northeast rune. I don't have a clue yet what the Northeast rune is, so I'm going to look. Which is number, who knows? It's got a number in the book, but not on the card. Let's see if I can find it. Northeast. Here's Northeast, number 10. Interesting. That's again a 1, which is a new beginning. All right. That's Italian. Spanish. I can't read that. Okay, let's find out what the English version says. It's necessity. It's time. I should have gathered that with the hourglass on it. So we have 2 cards, you know, pointing to time. Very interesting. Yeah, the clock and the hourglass. So we've got time, necessity. Northeast is tied to unalterable necessity, and thus with time and fate. The inspiration is that the card carries a strict teaching. We must accept our destiny. Discipline, which is what this card talks about. The bodybuilder card, discipline and sense of duty are our allies. Everything has its moment. The moment of Northeast is that of waiting and reflection. So it'll be the right time when you are ready, open and receptive. Do we know how to wait and endure? Could patience be our ally? Are we able to apply ourselves and concentrate in order to solve the problems life has in store for us? The power of the rune is that the rune makes us disciplined and focused and is excellent for studying and for those facing an exam. Well, very interesting. So, guys, you are definitely in the throes of opening up your energy so that you will be in that centered state, because it's you stepping into your power. It's time. It's meant for you. It's justice that you receive because you have been giving and not expecting a return. However, knowing that you are a giver, have been giving, that your ability to receive and return should just be by default, right? And so there's been something that's been blocking you from that, and it's about making sure that you let go of the past so that the vulture doesn't come in and pick your bones dry, right? Because if your pot is empty, you know, you can't sustain yourself. So that's what I'm seeing here with the vulture. With the oracle cards representations, the butterfly garden is a beautiful place to be because it's about transformation, right? It's about being ready to put endings, which is, what was the 9? What was the 9 card? Oh, that was the other, I keep doing that. That was the other cards for the piles. But it's about putting something to an end so you can have a new beginning. With the 10, that new beginning here. This one here is 10 as well, new beginning. And we've got 29 here. Card number 29 is also, 29 is 11, which is a master number. So you're mastering it. You are mastering the ability to be opened, and in receptive mode. Just keep on doing it. It's what I got as a message when I saw this card. Just keep on. Keep it on with what you were doing, because whatever it is you're doing it right, and you've been disciplining yourself. You have been stepping into your power, finding your strength and courage, and making sure that you're manifesting the timing, manifesting timing by being ready, being prepared, and which means being centered with your heart and your mind. Being centered, it means you're listening to your heart. You're not just doing mind over heart, when it comes to making decisions about following your desires, your wishes, your path, your life path. You're actually listening to your heart about it too now, which is bringing that other very important half of you into the mix, into decision making. All right, well, let's find out what Tarot has to say. This one has come out too. We'll look at this one. And do we have room? Yeah, I was working with trying to get a different camera angle set up here, and I end up making things worse. So I was almost to the point where I don't think I can do my reading today, because I can't get the camera to sit on the table to look at the table the way I need it to. See, can we? Yeah, we can. Okay, let's do it. What do we have? We have the 9 of Wands. Yeah, no, it's a 10 of Wands. No, it's the 9 of Wands. Sorry, pardon me. I seen this one here, so I thought, well, that's 9, there's 1 there, 10. No, it's the 9 of Wands. And you know what that means? It's mean that you've been, fighting some battles. And I know what fighting some battles are when it comes to prosperity, right? It means that you are trying to get ahead. You're trying to, put money away for a rainy day, or just to have money, whether it's for a rainy day or not. Seems like every time the money comes in, it just goes out just as quickly, if not faster, than it comes in. And so you just feel like you don't have enough to actually put money towards a retirement or a savings account or anything, even towards Christmas gifts kind of thing. You've got everything you need. You do. You have everything you need, and you're living quite well in the sense that because you have everything you need, and you even have things that you don't necessarily need. They're just more of the comforts of life, whatever. But again, with this reason and that reason, it could be like the pandemic, it could be like inflation, it could be high taxation in the area where you live. It could be anything that's keeping you from really being able to take a chunk of your income and sock it away or put it somewhere, right? And it's been like you have been fighting, it seems like for years and years and years. You've been saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to have that kind of thing, but it doesn't materialize because you just don't see. Maybe it's health issues too that you have to put out for medical bills and stuff like that just keeps taking a chunk of whatever money you might have had left over as disposable income from your income. Maybe you have pets, and I know last year for us, our pets, they were passing away or sick, and we have several of them, so it was taking a huge chunk out of our earnings trying to make sure, vet bills are not cheap, right? So we were feeling like everything that we were bringing in, anything that we had to kind of hold back on something that we might have normally done, just so that we can make sure we had the money to take care of the pet. So that's what we did. But you just feel like you're wounded from month to month because you're trying so hard, you've been trying so hard, you've been, you know, praying, maybe asking for the universe, when is it going to be my turn or whatever? When can I get out from this heavy debt or this heavy burden of never having enough finances, just enough to take care of your rent, your mortgage, your bills, you know, your utilities and stuff like that. But as far as having extra for disposable income, it's just been a real challenge for you. And so you've been struggling, which is what the Nine of Wands is about. It's struggling, but always hoping for the best, you know? Always hoping. This person looks forlorn, right? They are, but you know, they're always ready to take that one wand right there that's all fired up. Passionately move forward anyways, irregardless, because the hope is there. The hope is there. Despair hasn't gotten you down completely yet. Oh, well. And look at this, the Ten of Wands. Isn't that crazy? The Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands is like you are saying, all right, this is all has become too overburdensome to me. It's too much. It's just too much. I can't handle this anymore. There's got to be some relief. There's got to be some relief. I've got to be able to let go of my worries and concerns about money. Feeling lack, right? The lack-mindedness is enough. But then to see it in your bank account, it's just becoming so overwhelming. And you're saying, I gotta put it down. And that's what you're doing. 10 is the end. You're letting go, like the past, letting go of the past. Let's talk about that just for a moment, okay? How many of you actually grew up in a family that were well-to-do and didn't really ever have to discuss whether there was going to be enough money for that next vacation for the family to go on or not, or for them to buy the new fad of tennis shoe or running shoes. We call them running shoes when I was a kid. You know, that everybody else has, or you might want to have a TV in your bedroom because your best friend has one, kind of thing. Would your parents be able to buy you one, or are they going to tell you there's not enough money for that? We're lucky if we got 2 nickels to rub together this month. Have you ever heard your parents talk like that? Or tell you that they're not going to be able to get you this, you can't have that, because there's just not enough money for it. We don't have the money for it, kind of thing. They say that enough times to you, start believing that money is not easy to come by. That's what what we're trained to think, is that money must not be very easy to come by, because my parents never seemed to have enough money to be able to buy this or buy that, to have this or to have that, right? Every time I want something, they're always telling me we don't have the money for that. So the message is, money is not easy to come by, if at all. And so we go into our adulthood from that childhood message, thinking that even if I do work and I work hard, money is always going to be a mystery to me. It's going to come in and slip through my fingers and go out, and I'm going to be singing the same tune to my children or just to myself, right? That money, I don't have enough money for that. I'm not going to be able to buy that. No, that's too much money. I'm not going to have enough money for it. That message that your parents taught you, and they didn't mean to teach it to you, but they did, because we're sponges after all when we're children, has stuck with us, and it gives us that energy. It's like that grayish or cloudish, blackish kind of energy that we're trying to, when we breathe in white, healing light, divine light, so that we can push out, breathe out that negative gray or black energy that has been in our psyche ever since we were a kid, for the most part. And so that negative energy, which is dark energy, right? Negative energy is dark energy. It's been in our psyche, our aura. It's been in our aura. It's become part of us. It's even affecting our body in ways that it'd be different for everybody. But negative energy, it's got to affect your body, because your body is very much a creation of what your thoughts and your feelings are. Because you can't have a body without thoughts. Everything started with thought, the first thought, Big Bang. Everything started with the first thought, and it kind of bang, bang, bang from there to the point where there were physical bodies, from not having a physical body as the one, the divine, right? The divine doesn't have a physical body. But in this dream, we do have physical bodies. We're dreaming up things by thinking, which is another thing the divine doesn't do, is think. So we are thinking ourselves into existence, and therefore we have a body, because that's how we're going to actually manipulate physical matter, is through our body. We will manipulate physical matter through our body. And the divine does not have physical matter to deal with. So if we want to be able to experience what it's like not to be nothing, like nothing but pure consciousness, if we want to be able to experience what a life might be like, manipulating energy with our physical body, we had to create a mind, a thought, that would then create the physical matter that we are. And this, like this table's physical matter, that's everything starts with a thought. So someone thought about this deck and they created it, and they thought up that image right there, right? So it's there, it's manifested in physical form. So is our body. So we have to make sure that that what dark energy, of negative energy, of not having enough, lack-mindedness, is released. It's let go of the past, right? The past conditioning, they call it when we were kids, past conditioning. We have to let go of past conditioning. Blow it out of our aura through breath, right? Blow it out of our aura, and keep breathing in divine white light, which is the truth, which is healing, into our body, which is also bringing it simultaneously into our aura, our psyche, okay, and healing it. You can imagine green, like Archangel Raphael's healing light energy of that soft green, which is the heart center, heart chakra color. You can imagine breathing that in instead. That's easier. But yeah, definitely we are in lack-mindedness when we are worried, constantly worried that we don't have enough. We are constantly worried, and it's because of the conditioning of our past. But look at here, the Eight of Wands. There's information coming in. It could be a download from Spirit, okay, with the Raven, coming in and dropping some inspiration, some epiphanies, like I spoke of before, an epiphany about how you're going to be able to move forward, and quite quickly, by changing your mind, changing your perspective, by healing those negative thoughts, letting them go, letting your past conditioning go, forgive it for what it was, and just let it go and say, I'm not going to think like that anymore. I know differently now. I know differently now. I have been given information now that is going to be helpful to me to let go and totally release the negative past conditioning, and breathe in peace and calm, and releasing that lack-minded mentality, and balancing my thoughts and my feelings, my heart and mind, so that I can not only heal my psychic energy, which becomes the magnet that attracts the universe to us, the goodness of the universe, the beneficial, the inheritance of the universe, that huge prosperity we're talking about, that your psyche is what is very much your heart, is what you believe. It's what you believe. So your opinions and attitudes, if they're centered in love and being open and receptive, then you're attracting that into your life from the universe. Of course, if it's the other way around, you're attracting that as well. So, but you are able to take that and cut away what is lies. It's not your truth. You are not less than prosperity because of who you really are. I mean, that's just by default, that is the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God, kind of thing with the Ace of Swords. It's the whole truth. That's your justice. So then we have the Six of Cups. This is the past. You're cutting that away. Notice where the blade is. Pointing, cutting the past away. Okay, cutting those past beliefs. And you know, there's people here, right? And then they have puppets. So what's real and what's real and what's make-believe? What's real and what's make-believe? You're cutting to the chase here. You're cutting what's not your truth, which is lack-mindedness. Being in a state of lack is not your truth. You're cutting that away. Which the people that were teaching you without realizing they were, that money was hard to come by. And then the Three of Cups, right? Got a lot of cups here, a lot of wands so far. So passion and love, right? Passion and acceptance and receptivity, that's love, right? Being in receptive mode, you're going to be celebrating. You making sure, and you're going to have the money to be able to party hardy with your friends, right? Friends, family, relatives, whoever. You're going to be able to celebrate because King of Cups, right? Because you are finally falling in love with your new life. You're falling in love with your new life. This one here is like the King of Cups is like is just somebody that you can write home to mom about, you know. It's like somebody that you can be proud of feeling like. You are the King of Cups, whether you're feminine or masculine, it doesn't matter. You're King of Cups, and you're doing everything right because you're sitting in your heart center now. You feel like he's looking very, very focused on that cup right there, and look where his whatever it is, his pointy thing that can be sharp. I would say that's like the mind, okay? The sharpness, because you know the sword is very, very sharp as well. You've got these balance. You're looking at the cup as if to say, I love love. I love being balanced. I love being centered because of what it's going to do for me in my life. It's going to bring me home to that knowingness that I forgot about who I really am, the powerful person that I am, the soul that I am. I am stepping into my power of being a very, very powerful and manifesting soul. So what's the 11 right here? Through my breath, I will heal and I will attract all the manifestations of prosperity I definitely do deserve because of who I am. And then we have the Six of Swords, which is you moving away from the lack-mindedness of feeling, you know, like this, right? Feeling like this and heavily burdened, to moving into more calmer waters, more calmer emotional waters. But you've got the swords there. What the swords are is everything you've learned along the way on your journey to go from the past where you were conditioned to believe that money was hard to come by and therefore don't expect it to show up, you know, in great gobs of cash every time you want it. And even when you work hard, you're not necessarily going to be bringing in incomes of great gobs of cash. You're still going to have to live, you know, live by the, what do they call it? Live by the paycheck, right? Live by the paycheck. It's just what you're going to do is live by the paycheck to paycheck. You're moving away from that. And you're finding there's the balance we're talking about here in temperance. You're finding that balance. The angels are helping you. they are, and with this, remember, you're receiving information from the universe, and even through this card reading, it could bring out some kind of epiphany to you, or aha moment. Yeah, that's, like, yeah, I did hear my parents say that an awful lot, and yeah, I did come away as a teenager and into a young adult believing that money wasn't that easy. Money doesn't grow on trees in our backyard, right? That kind of thing. And then the Page of Pentacles, look what you've got to offer now. You've got to offer not only your own life. Oh my goodness. The Eight of Pentacles. You don't have only to offer your own life this prosperity. You're going to be sharing it by investing it, by spending it, by offering to help another person out, another family member or a friend, giving them a loan, a forgivable loan, or just giving them a loan and with really easy repayment terms kind of thing. You're going to be offering. You're going to be maybe giving to charity because you've got so much more now than you ever had before, and you've always been wanting to give it to the PETA Foundation, for pets or something like that, or for cancer, whatever. But in any case, what's happening here is that you're being rewarded for all your hard work. That's the Eight of Pentacles. It's about you've been working diligently, hard, right? Like your parents said, doesn't matter how hard you work, you're still going to be living paycheck to paycheck because money doesn't grow on trees in the backyard after all, right? You've been working hard, and look, we've got another reference to time right here with the clock. So it's time. It had to be divine timing, but it's time. It's time. You've been disciplined. You're letting go, discipline. You're letting go of the past, cutting away the past so that you could quickly move forward into a new paradigm, right? Which is you stepping into a different dimension of you, where you are actually moving forward with money. It might be trickling in at first, more than you had come before, but then it's going to start pouring in more and more and more. The more open you are, like the valve on your tap, on your sink, the more you open it up, the faster the water comes out. If we squeeze it off because we want to shut the water from running, we shut it off. That's intentional, of course, because it's water after all we're talking about. But when it comes to metaphorically to your energy, we don't want to squeeze it off. We want to open it up as much as possible so that it is just gushing in to our lives. And breathing is a very fine practice to help center your heart and your mind so that your psyche opens up into receptive mode, so that's the spigot, right? The tap. You want to open your psychic up as far as you possibly can so that you can see it coming in more and more and more every day or every month, depending on how much time you spend centering and balancing yourself each day. But it's a practice that we have to do. It's one that you have to learn to do and be happy doing it and want to actually do it. So that, because that's your time spent with you, which is God, right? That's this time spent with you. And if you think of yourself as the soul self and not this person self, this personality self, you're going to want to spend time with you. Because your soul is abundant, prosperous. It's full of love. It's total forgiveness. It's pure consciousness. It is everything beautiful, natural and beautiful. Why wouldn't you want to spend time with someone like that, right? The personality part self might be totally identified with that yet. And so therefore, that with some people that might say, I don't want to spend any time with myself, I don't even like myself, that kind of thing. But that is not the self you have to learn to like first. You learn to love and identify with your soul, which then automatically you start feeling love for your personality, for your person self. It just happens. It's what comes as a result of getting to know your soul, getting to know yourself intimately to that respect. So this is what we got, guys, for the question, what does the universe want to tell you about the huge prosperity it wants to bring to you, is that you are been doing a lot of work. You've been working hard, okay? You've been working hard on yourself. Maybe you haven't been able to grab the tiger by the tail, like totally get yourself into a routine because of the heavy burdens of everyday, day-to-day life and this lack-mindedness, right? That keeps kind of overshadowing our ability to focus on the positive, right? That maybe the universe is trying to tell you to get into a daily practice of breathing, that to get yourself centered and open more. And I know I used to meditate every single day before I went to bed, every single night before I went to bed. But I had surgery, and since the surgery, I was in too much discomfort to be able to sit there and meditate. And so I kind of got out of the practice. And I've been wanting to get back into the practice, and I've been trying hard to do that. But it's kind of like I've allowed TV, watching Netflix, that kind of thing. I've been allowed Netflix to kind of to take up that time, that space where I'm watching TV till 11 o'clock at night, when I would normally be in my room, sitting in my easy chair, meditating to some meditative music with earbuds in from like 10 to 11, and then going straight to bed after that. So I'm trying to get myself back into that routine, whereas Netflix or whatever it is, it may not even be Netflix, it might be Prime or Max or something else is been taking up my focus. I've been allowing myself to infringe on that sacred time of spending time with myself, my God. I've been allowing the 3D to have more of a stage in my life. It's been more so at the helm of my daily time than me getting to know me, like being in communion with me like I used to every night. So that was a year ago. I am very, very much focused on turning that around so that I'm now be able to be back into that nightly practice of meditation, breathing, and listening to the divine speak to me, opening myself up to receive the epiphanies and downloads of divine wisdom. And that is my, see, this is what I'm cutting away. And cutting away the little devil in me that says, oh no, watch this other program. Yeah, just another half hour, not a big deal. Well, half hour goes by, next thing you know, I'm yawning and I'm really, really tired, and I'm thinking, oh, I'll meditate tomorrow. That kind of thing, right? And tomorrow comes, same thing happens. So I really have to get myself back into discipline and start building that daily time spent with that intimate time spent with my inner self, my soul, my God, right? So anyways, I hope that this was helpful to you guys. And again, I'm sorry for the confusion about the channels, but this is Collective Soul Tarot, not the Collective Soul Tarot, but I might be changing it to that and then changing the other one to Collective, like kind of reverse, like flipping them. But I'll see how that works out. If I'm going to do it, I better do it soon, because I don't really want to do it like this for a while and then do it, because I don't want to really throw you guys into a tailspin. But in any case, take care of yourself. Until next time, be well. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen, for pile number 2, card number 10, Flower Spirit. Again, 10 breaks down to 1, which is a new beginning. Flower Spirit, new beginning. All right, that's a beautiful card. All right, and if you didn't use your intuition to choose this pile, you might have chosen it through the number of the dice here, 1 or 6. Maybe you're 61. Maybe your birthday's on the 6th of the month, the first month, or just your birthday's on who knows, the 6th month, June 1st, or it's your address or something, but how it might be resonate with maybe your favorite number 6. Okay, and if it wasn't that, it would be the zodiac sign you chose to pile. What you got? We've got what do you call this? Aries, yeah, Aries, Capricorn, Scorpio, and Gemini. Okay, all right. So let's hit the ground running. I'm going to be pulling these oracle cards, and I got a lot, because I like a lot of oracle cards. Yes, I do. I go overboard with them, but I just find it just that much more enriching to the oracle cards, to have oracle cards, and the tarot cards are just really, just kind of, I don't know, feeling, just adding to it. Whereas it could be the other way around, where you might be using tarot and you use oracle to kind of just add to it. But I find that I like the oracle. I like it this way. Have more oracle cards, because they are different messages in each deck, different messages, and they just, like, I don't know, different messages in that they're just more enriching messages. Like this one, for example, concern. Where do you get that in the tarot? Right? Concern. That is actually somebody who is, in deep thought, concerned about something. Yeah, it could be like the 9 of Wands, I suppose, but 9 of Wands is more like you feeling that you're beat down. Concern is more of a thinking thing. All right, what else have we got here? Number 33 to that card is 6. And that generally relates to the heart or love, right? And this is a tarot, and then we got a rune here. What rune wants to be seen today? And here we go. Okay, everybody, let's go. Whoops, hit the camera. All right, what we got? We've got Major Arcana. We've got the Chariot. It's ready to go. Giddy up and go. Giddy up and go. Movement forward. When you're Chariot, with the other cards, you got like a white lion and a black lion, or a white horse and a black horse. That's the yin and the yang. It's a balance of energy, and this cat is balancing itself on. I used to skateboard when I was a young girl. Yeah, you got to have good balance, because otherwise you fall and it hurts. Yeah, and then Hanging Man. Okay, so the hangman, that is like feeling like you're have been sacrificing, or that you are kind of in a stalemate position, but it's about finding that balance, that clarity. Clarity is balance. So heart and mind, balance. Yeah. So you have been forced to stay in a situation where you're at, doing what you're doing, maybe even a job, that kind of thing, because you need to be able to find some kind of balance. About, for example, if you're in a job right now that you don't like and you really wish you could be doing something different, or not working at all, maybe, or starting your own business, that kind of thing, you are being asked to, by the universe, because we're talking about what does the universe, did I even say that? What does the universe want to tell you about the huge prosperity it wants to bring to you? Sorry, I think I forgot to say that. But yeah, the universe is asking you to just hang out for a while. Hang out, hang on. It's kind of like hang on, just hang on. We're going to get you there. Don't worry, we're going to get you there. Just hang out here for a little bit longer at this job, because they know that there's something that's coming up, that you're going to learn something. There's going to be a new skill, or you're going to learn something about running a business, like something that you would use as information that would help you if you want to start your own business, that would help you know what to do when you're at the helm running your own business. Maybe it has to do with relationships with workers, co-workers. You've got the boss and you've got the employee. What is it like to be in that position where you might be able to actually witness your employer struggle with a certain employee, or struggle with being able to be more open and receptive to employees' concerns, you know, concerns and complaints possibly, and how your employer may not be handling it or managing it well, and it's gotten you thinking, or you're talking to your other coworkers and you say, if I were them, I'd be doing this, that, and I'd be saying this, that, and the other thing. Well, that is teaching you that there is this way that your employees would be happier if they could have that open door policy, right, with their employer, which would be you if you're in your own business, kind of thing. So there's something that the divine wants you to realize first, to see, to observe, to learn, to hang back just yet. Don't be too impulsive about jumping in your chariot and going zoom zoom, right? What else we got? We got building blocks, because there is, and that's card number 28, which is a 10, like this, the flower spirit, which is 10, and it's all about new beginning. You are definitely on the path to a new beginning. All right, and number 7 for the chariot is a divine number. It's the heavenly number that it means that the divine is all over it. You know, you're balanced. Therefore, when you're in a balanced energy, the divine can be at your door. The divine can not only be at your door, it can be your vehicle. Your divine can be your vehicle, whether it's, you know, like a chariot on the other cards or the skateboard. The divine will get you moving forward to where you want to be. What's going to make you feel like you're prosperous, that you have the prosperity, the huge prosperity, that it is coming into your life. All right, so there's something that is building. Like this is a foundation. You're building a new foundation, because it's a new beginning, to be able to you know, have a solid foundation to stand on when it comes to that time when you're actually in your chariot and going zoom zoom. We got the white owl. The wisdom and messages of the divine are within you. So it's the divine is saying, just reach in, go within and ask your wise owl. Ask your wise self, your soul, your inner self. What do I need to learn yet? What is the wisdom that I need to have in order to have that solid foundation to build whatever it is that I want to do in my life, because I have the prosperity, I have the resources to do that now. And we got the ostrich trap. I often refer to situations with people when they can't see someone else's perspective, right? That they're just an ostrich with their head stuck in the ground. They have no clue. They have no clue what's going on around them. And they think that if their head is hidden, that they can't be seen. Like no one can tell, no one can see them. So it's like an avoidance, a behavior, closed-mindedness, refusing to face reality, evading the issue, evading the situation, feeling threatened, fake out, inhibited, fear-based thinking, steering clear, running for cover, just a conspiracy theory in quotation marks, right? So yeah, this might been the temptation sometimes for you to, when you start feeling this overwhelming sense of concern about your future, of what it is that you're wanting to do, how you want to live your life prosperously, the lack-mindedness, the idea of is it ever going to happen? The answer is it ever going to happen? Yes. New beginning. Number 10, new beginning. Okay, it's just a matter of you having the know-how, like the inner knowing, the wisdom, the new perspective. This is wisdom, gaining a new perspective, being balanced, being enlightened, balanced, there's just something that maybe the tarot can help us with, maybe the rune can, but there's something that is holding you back, and it could be anything that's in this card, that you are not seeing something for what it is for you, refusing to look at it in that way. Like, for example, let's just say that not seeing something, right? You need to see it in a different perspective. Maybe you need to stand on your head for a bit. Like, put your feet up against the wall. Stand on your head for a bit and look at your situation. It could be that you are someone who tells yourself, I need to spend my money, because there's, I'm buying all this stuff, it's all at like rock bottom prices. Let's say you go to Temu on, your app on the phone, Temu, and you can buy a bunch of really great stuff at really great prices that you wouldn't be able to get at Amazon or anywhere else for that price. Well, I'm spending my money, but I'm spending it on, I get a lot for my money through Temu. That's just the example. I get a lot through Temu, but however, you may not be buying things that you necessarily need right now, and which means you're not saving your money for a rainy day, or if you need to get your car fixed or something like that, every time you get paid, you get the feeling that you want to shop, and you spend your money, you feel like you're doing well, you're doing really, really well, because you're getting a lot for a little. But that little that you've spent could have went to the vacation you want to take 3 months from now, or the new muffler you need to get on your car before the police pull you over and impound your vehicle because it's making too much noise. So there's something that you're not seeing, that you're doing, that the divine is trying to bring into your focus, trying to bring balance to you by giving you a new perspective, by trying to help you see what it is that you need to change in order for you to be free and bloom, bloom in beautiful ways, in the ways that you want to, right? You need that wisdom. You need another chunk of, you've got it, you just haven't, you're not seeing it. You know it, but you're not looking at it the way you need to look at it. And this is concerning for you, because you're not getting you feel like you're not getting your needs met by yourself, right? From yourself. You're not meeting your needs. You've got this really great gadget from Temu, for example, but you still need to buy new tires for your car. So the $10 that you spent on this new gadget from Temu, it didn't make its way into that new tire account, or that new tire cup of money that you've been putting pennies and nickels away for to buy new tires, or you should have been, or could have been, right? You're telling yourself that. So it's kind of like, you know what you need to do, but you don't do it irregardless. You don't do it because something shiny that glitters in this deck too, in this deck of the Wisdom of the Oracle, has all that shine. What is it? Shine, all that glitters, and all that glitter becomes what we are drawn to and focus on to achieve or to obtain the glitter, because shiny objects, shiny things catch our attention more so than anything else. This human nature. And so we are supposed to try and relax our human nature, our instinct to do that, and to settle into the wisdom of knowing what is the best solution for the issues in our world, in our 3D environment, like a new tires for a car, or we have a hefty cell phone bill or a utility bill that if I don't pay it by next month, they're going to cut me off. They've given me an extra month to pay it. But I got paid today, and I spent it. I spent $10 that I could have put into towards my bill. I spent it on some really cool gadget or something on Temu. You know, it's just an example, right? I'm not saying you're doing that, but this is just an example that you are in a state of concern because you need money. You feel like you need money, and the need is telling the universe that you lack, that we lack. When we talk to the universe through our worries, our concerns, our vibration, right? It's the universe is responding to it in which is like it's holding back your inheritance because your mind and your heart are not in sync. They're not saying, we are rich, we are prosperous, I am grateful for all that I have. Even with what I have, I am grateful for it, even with it. So as little as it might be, I'm still grateful for it, kind of thing. It's kind of like the universe is going to respond to whatever vibration we're putting out. So we're putting out the vibration of, I'm concerned, I don't have enough money, I keep wanting to spend my money on other things that are more tangibly fun. Maybe you spend $10 at the local pub or nightclub because you're spending time out with your friends, being social, and that's a lot more fun than putting $10 away for a new set of tires for my car. But you still need your tires because you need your car, which is your car that gets you to work and back, which makes money, and and it's just a vicious cycle, right? It's definitely something to be concerned about. Yeah, so what do we got for the rune? I've even forgot about this. Berkana, this is a good rune. I know this one. I know that this one is a good rune. I mean, a positive one. Okay, Berkana. What we got for Berkana? Berkana. Here we are. All right. Oh, jeez, I got the Spanish version of it again. What number is it? 18, which is a 9, which is the ending of something for a new beginning to begin. Okay, Berkana, swan. You see the swan there. You know the swan is love. It's like, what is it? It's creativity. It's beauty. The rune is linked to fertility, beauty, and the ability to take care of others, all classic feminine attributes. And feminine attributes is all about being receptive, right? Receptive to your prosperity. Let's see, the time has come to celebrate creativity, tenderness, and strength that come from being receptive. There is great beauty in being at the service of others. Inspiration comes only to those who know how to listen and embrace the stimuli surrounding them without necessarily acting right away. So wisely, right? Wisely taking action when the time is right. It says here, it's meditation. Are we able to take care of others without asking anything in return? Do we believe tenderness is for the weak, or do we consider it an important virtue? The power of the rune is Berkana protects those who are on the verge of giving birth to a child, either in the flesh or symbolically. So you're on the verge of, a new life, new beginning. 1 is a new beginning. This one here, 28 is 10, which is 1. New beginning. You're going to be stepping out on a new path that is born to you because you're going to start seeing things for the way they need to be looked at by you. You're going to be seeing things, and it could be even this particular reading that's going to help open your eyes up to it. But you're no longer going to be this ostrich with their head stuck in a trap. You're going to be seeing things for what they are and what it is, and as a result of that, you're going to know what you need to do. Okay, so that's how much we found out about from just the oracle cards. Let's find out what more has to be said with the tarot. All right. We have the star. It's a wish fulfillment. Prosperity's on its way. Four of Swords, just time to take no action. Remember this, it's like you get yourself into receptive mode by remaining still for a moment, to stay still, waiting for when the time, like when you're pregnant, you're not going to you can't just force it out and go, oh, I'm going to have a baby now, I think it's time, you know, kind of thing. No, you've got to wait. Three of Cups. Yeah, baby's going to come when it's ready to come. Nine of Coins. Sometimes they have to be induced. That's just because there might be problems, or the baby's long overdue. And got the Knight of Cups. But otherwise, the baby is going to tell you when it's coming. Yeah. Page of Wands. Five of Wands. Lunar eclipse, which is deep emotional cleanse. Timing is about 3 months. Okay. We have the Queen of Wands. Ten of Swords. And the Page of Cups. Hey, yay. All right, guys. So the Star card, yeah, wish fulfillment. Wish is granted. It's granted. See, it's already. You just you're just so, like, you're so pregnant, okay? You're so pregnant, just put it that way. You're so pregnant and you're so protected by the divine. You know, because you're giving life, after all. You created life, you're giving life. You are a creator. Each one of us are a creator, okay? You're no less a creator than I am, and vice versa. So you are ready to give birth to an idea, or to a new creative project, or there's just something that you want to do. And you might even be giving the reason why. If you were to take that $10, just take that $10, okay, and put it in the pot for a new set of tires that is then going to have you on the road safely, right? With a new set of tires that you're going to be able to go a lot of miles with, because they're brand new tires. The chariot that you're going to be riding in, driving, is going to get you to a place where you're going to be meeting people, or some event or something like that, that is going to change your life in some way. It may be a huge change, but it might just be one thing leads to the next, to the next. So you meet somebody at an event, you hear about something, and they introduce you to somebody else, who then they take you by the arm and they say, hey, let's go and I'd like to meet up for dinner with you on next Friday evening. Can we do that? Yeah, sure, let's do that. So you get in your car, because you got new tires, and you zoom to this meeting with this person who has invited somebody else to come to the dinner with them, because they wanted you to meet them, because they believe you have a good idea, or they have a good idea, and that this person wants you to communicate, right, to collaborate. And then they might, like, oh, you should talk to this group of investors. You know, just go in that direction is what I'm talking about. Is that one thing leads to another, that leads to another, leads to another, and it's all because you put $10 away that enabled you to buy the new set of tires you needed for your car, so that you could zoom to the next best thing, right? That's on your path of prosperity and abundance. But you just need to get into an enlightened state of seeing things, your behaviors, your decision making, your attitudes and beliefs about, and opinions about prosperity, let's just say, or whatever it is. You need to look at it from a different perspective, standing on your head, so that you can see it in a way that you had not been seeing it before, because you weren't standing on your head. You weren't taking the time to you know it. That's the thing, you know it. You just hadn't been taking the discipline it needed for you to do the handstand up against the wall in your house or in your bedroom and say, okay, let me look at it now. What is it I need to see so that I know what I need to do? And when you do that, it's already granted. It's just a matter of you opening yourself up to it. The whole blessing of prosperity is right there, hanging like this card is hanging in the air. Pretend my hand wasn't holding it. It's hanging there. It's ready to drop into your life, but you must change your mind about something. You know, your beliefs about prosperity and abundance. Maybe that it's more fun to buy small gadgets than it is to buy a set of tires. Just that kind of belief, right? So the Four of Swords is about you, again, getting yourself into a balanced state of mind by resting it. Taking the time you need, because the time is not yet. You have to be ready to receive for the wish to drop into your life, right? So if you need to do some R&R for a while in order to get yourself into that state of seeing things differently, receiving epiphanies and downloads about, you know, having a different lens or a different eye on certain behaviors of your own that you could tweak, change, just even slightly this month or this pay period, and then change it up a little bit more the next pay period. Just little baby steps, right? Because it'll be a time to celebrate, of course, but again, it could be that you're spending too much time spending your money socially, like on fun things for you, than it is on the responsible things for you. All right? Could be that, but otherwise this card's got both meanings. Nine of Pentacles is that you're doing well, like you are, you know, sitting pretty, and you're feeling good in your own skin, just being prosperous and abundant. Nine of Coins, it's one coin less than the Ten of Coins, which is the ultimate. It's the legacy, right? It's the type of money. Ten of Coins is the type of money that you just hand down because there's that much to hand down. And so you're in the Nine of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups is you're feeling pretty darn good about it. It says you're following your heart now, because you got the tires for your car. Going back to that scenario, you got the tires for your car, so you can get in your car and go zoom, 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 and start meeting people and following your dreams, basically, because you have the vehicle to do it in. You got the Chariot. You're balanced now. You're listening to your heart. You're following your heart, and not the ego. The ego's not at the helm saying, hey, why don't you buy that Timo? It's only $5. Buy that team, and who cares about your tires? You can deal with that next pay period. That's the ego, right? The heart is saying, love yourself enough to buy yourself, buy yourself something that's not $10, buy yourself something that's $3, put the other $7 in your tire pot, the pot for your tire cup. Okay? It's like finding a compromise, finding a balance where you're still buying something for yourself. You're not denying yourself completely, but you're still also acting responsibly by putting money aside for whatever it is. It's a health, or your pet health, or bills, utilities, whatever, car tires, oil change. You may need oil change. It's long overdue, like about 5 months, and the longer you go without an oil change, then the less time you're going to be able to have a vehicle that's going to be working well for you. And then you're going to have to buy a new vehicle, or at least another vehicle, have a loan that you really don't want to have to afford, kind of thing. Okay? So this is about, you are going to be, you're in your own inner conflict, right? You're in your own inner conflict. You have this great idea. You have this great new beginning that you want to inspire, like take off in, right? Get in your chariot and move towards. You have this great idea. You even if it's like actually getting in your car and going on a vacation somewheres that you don't have the vacation fund for yet. You're going to be able to do that, right? It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be great news for you because you are following your heart. You've got yourself in a very positive, prosperous phase in your life now, frame of mind. Heart and mind are balanced. And this inner conflict that you've been struggling with is going to be eclipsed. Eclipsed with the energy of the Queen of Wands, she's the one who is the go-getter, the one that makes sure things get done. She is the one, she's hardworking, but she's also very flamboyant. She has the ability to convince. She has the ability to convince others to follow her lead, to follow her whims. She's also very attractive, of course, right? But she is definitely someone who is going to, this is your energy that you're stepping into. It's the Nine of Pentacles. You're stepping into the Queen of Wands, who is like the person that gets things done. Like you're going to be enjoying your life, feeling pretty darn special, pretty darn fulfilled. You know, the Queen of Wands is passionate. You know, she's got so much motivation and passion, enough for like half the world kind of thing. The King of Wands has the other half. But yeah, you are definitely going to be feeling very impassioned with this new endeavor. Sorry, trying to move it so you can see it. Page of Wands, that energetic powerhouse that you become, because Nine of Coins, right? Knight of Cups. You are in celebratory energy now, knowing that you are moving forward balanced and doing well. Ten of Swords that's the end of an era of feeling like the world is just beating you down because you never have enough money to buy the tires for your car, for one reason or another. But the Page of Cups is all about you realizing that there's a sweetheart of a deal for you. There's a sweetheart of a deal for you when you decide to love yourself enough. And I mean, when I say deal, I mean like a wish fulfillment. There's a sweetheart of a deal, wish fulfillment for you when you put everything else that had you looking the wrong way, had you not seen things for what they were, you know, basically betraying yourself, right? Through refusing to face the reality of something. You have been beating yourself up. You have been abandoning yourself, letting yourself down, because you don't listen to yourself. This is what the universe wants to tell you, okay, about the huge prosperity. You've not been able to see things for the reality of it, of your behaviors, right? Your thinking is behavior, because it's a doing thing. We use our mind to do what? To think. We do thinking. So you are in the position where you know better, but you know, to help yourself, you know how, you know better to help yourself better than you have been. How do you say that, right? You know better, but it's kind of like the attraction of the shiny, you know, glittery stuff of everyday life is like, it's so much more fun when you have a constant influx of shiny, glittery stuff coming into your life, and you going, oh yay, I like that, I like this is fun, wonderful, I have this now, and you know, I'm just doing things that kind of appease me and make me feel good in the moment, right? Which is ego flashing, right? It's in the moment kind of thing, but it's not a long-term thing that's going to sustain your feelings of happiness, joy, and bliss and peace. It's just like till the next shiny thing shows up, and it's a vicious cycle, right? And at the same time, while we're doing that, allowing shiny things to overtake our responsible behavior, we're negating, we're not allowing ourselves to take care of what needs to be taken care of, that then gets us to the very thing that will move us to, with the chariot, move us to forward to the very thing, the very part of life, the very situation, the very people, the very experiences that we want in life, that is going to help us feel very happy, elated, peaceful, excited, joyful, loved, and loving. That is the part of life everybody wants to experience, and we're holding ourselves back from that by not taking care of the things that need to be taken care of, and letting other things, putting the flashy stuff that attracts our attention, putting those aside for now. Even if it's just for a couple of months, just to focus solely with our money or our time or our energy, whatever it is we're spending, focus that towards the very thing that's going to actually help get us the balance and moving forward to the happy times. We just have to see it that way. And this is why the divine has not dropped it yet into your lap, because you're not ready for it just yet. You're getting there, but you need some more time. More time. You need some more wisdom. That's when you take the time, you open up to receive the wisdom. The wisdom and messages of the divine are within you, and that's where you're going to find the solution, the information that you need to see what it is that you haven't been seeing. Okay? So I hope that was helpful to you in some way. But it's there. It's in the ethers, and it's ready. That's what the universe wants to tell you. It's ready to come in. You just need to get focused, relax your fears, really, your concerns, your fears about not having what you need. So there is a mentality, just go for another minute here. There is a mentality that we often have, that if we, I don't see myself being able to have, like, let's say, how much does tires cost? Okay, a new tire might cost $200, and you need 2 of them at least, so $400. Well, like, disposable income I have, if I don't spend anything in any other way other than on the necessities and my bills, my rent or my mortgage and stuff like that, I only have like $150 left over from my bi-monthly income. So that's like $300 a month that you have for disposable income. Well, if I didn't spend any other money other than what I needed on groceries and bills and rent, mortgage, whatever, then, and nothing else came up, like nothing just out of the blue came up, I might be able to pack away $300 in a month. That still isn't enough to buy a new pair of tires and a new set of tires. So what's the use? Why bother? Why not just spend what I get and buy what I want to buy and get a sense of feeling good about this brand new thing I've got, or going out and drinking with my friends? At least I'm going to have some fun, because I'd have to work at least a month and a half in order to buy a set of new tires. That means I got to wait 45 days to have any fun, right? That's kind of like how we as humans can get ourselves into that thinking that the goal, achieving this particular goal just seems to be too large for us, and it's overwhelming to the point where why even bother? Why bother? And that's where you have to get into the mindset, the perspective that says, why bother? The reason why I bother is because I'm worth it. I'm worth bothering that. I'm worth to have that bother. I'm worthy of reaching the goals that I want to, the wishes I want granted. I'm worthy of reaching those by disciplining myself enough, even if it's for 45 days. Disciplining myself for 45 days, I think I'm worth it. I'm worth at least 45 days of laying low and not spending any of my disposable income that I do not need to spend on anything else, because I'm socking that away towards whatever it is that I need to take care of now, so that when I've got that taken care of, it's actually allowing me to start moving forward again, forward towards my wish fulfillment. Hope that helps. Bye for now. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen card number 18, Treasured Memories. 18 adds up to 9, which is an ending. Treasured memories, thinking about memories that you know you're leaving behind and moving forward. Brand new beginning, a new beginning. Now, if you didn't choose your card using your intuition, you might have chosen it with a number, favorite number, or birth date, or your address, or car license plate, something that you've seen, 27, 25, I should say, or 52, or 7, or 5, or 2, whatever works for you. And if it wasn't a number, you used your zodiac, which is Aquarius, Leo, Virgo, and is that Virgo? Virgo and Sagittarius, I do believe, yes. Why am I suddenly guessing, doubting this? I do believe it's Virgo. It has to be. Aquarius and Virgo, Leo and Sagittarius. Sorry about that, guys. Just second guessing myself. And so we've got the Oracle decks here, and this is a tarot. We're going to begin. I'm going to start with the major arcana that wants to be seen for this reading. 4. What are we talking about here? What does the universe want to tell you about the huge prosperity it wants to bring to you, into your life? There's huge prosperity coming to you. There is. And it's just waiting for what? That's what we're going to hopefully discover. That's what they want to tell you. Okay. Next. What the heck am I doing? Yeah. Okay. Get your head square here. Pull a card. There you go. That's why I did that, was to pull a card, not just to put it back there. Okay, let's get our fine feather friends. Oracle. Oh, look at that one wants to come out. Okay. And we got the wisdom of the Oracle. Call it bear and weed. This one wants to show itself. Let's see what else we got here. We got Zodiac 108, Intuit Oracle. And hang on. It's 131 cards there, because 132 is right there. Okay. Lenormand. This one wants to come out. And a ruin. There you go. And tarot. Put that aside for now. Okay, what we got here? We got the Fool. Remember, we're talking about a new beginning because something is ending. Treasured memories, the past, something about the past in terms of your prosperity. Could be a way of thinking. But the Fool is stepping into a new way of thinking, a new way of doing, a new life, a new chapter, a new page, new whatever, okay? And then you got the 8 of Swords, because you have been, you're freeing yourself, basically. From the 8 of Swords, you're freeing yourself so that you can take that leap of faith. You've been so wrapped up in fear of living your best life prosperously, right? That it's time for you to put that to bed so that you can take a leap. Let's see what we got. New life. Number 39, which is 12, which is 3, which is communication, change. Some people think about it. Number 3 is change. Could be change, could be communication, could be both. And then we have the Falcon. Use your keen perception and skill in making decisions. Do not delay. Yeah, so you are using your skill to change your perspective. Number 3, new life change and communication, which is thought, right? Communicating. So you're going to be using you're going to be talking to yourself. That's what I'm hearing. I just heard you're going to be talking to yourself. It's like you're going to have a communication with yourself. And you know who that self is, right? You're going to be talking to you, telling yourself, okay, we got to do this, we got to think this instead of that kind of thing. Here's the emerald. We got healing, fertility, being fertile. Eternity, reflection, humility, sexuality, rare, peace, soul restoration, growth, strong relationship with yourself, balance within yourself, free-flowing love, mature love, and heart chakra. Yeah. All right, that's balance, all right. What do we got for Lenormand? Thief. Number 6, which is, 24 is 6, which is about love. It's about emotion, love. So you have been robbing, let's just say robbing yourself from having prosperous peace. Prosperous peace, feeling settled and at peace in your own life, because you've been a worry person. You have been a worry person all your life. For a good reason, probably. Okay, what's the rune? We got the Algiz rune. The Algiz rune. What's the Algiz rune? Let's not look in the Spanish section, which I have done for the first and second piles that I've done. Readings, I've always opened the book up to the Spanish section, and I wonder why I can't read what it's saying. Algiz, come on, where are you? I'll find you. There you are. It means elk. Elk. Very interesting. He doesn't look like an elk. Okay, but he looks strong. The elk is about strength, okay? So the card is tied to the willpower, a fundamental quality for confronting difficult situations. Let's remember this, okay? 9 of Swords. Or 8 of Swords, pardon me. The rune means elk, an animal that for the Germanic people represented the ability to defend oneself and resist adversity. This is a lot of adversity here, and this is resistance as well. It's fear. The man strikes the anvil with his hammer and sharpens his weapons in preparation for battle. You're battling yourself here. Like this is your own mind. The Swords is about the mind, right? In the difficult moment, resistance is needed, and the only way to garner this quality is by continuous physical, emotional, and spiritual training. One needs to give one's all at every juncture of one's existence. Indeed, the card speaks of the value of generosity as well. So giving generously to you, okay, so it's talking about the physical, emotional, and spiritual. Does it say anything about the mental? No, it doesn't say anything about the mental. What it's saying here is that in this difficult moment, resistance is needed, and the only way to garner the quality is by continuous physical, emotional, spiritual training. It's like you've got to overcome your mind, is what it's saying. Using your physical, emotional, and spiritual abilities to overcome your mind, which means changing your mind, your mindset about prosperity, right? We're talking about what does the universe want to tell you about the huge prosperity it wants to bring into your life, to you. So the physical, for example, is the training that you be using is by keeping your mind preoccupied. Whenever it starts going into that lamentation about I don't have enough, or oh woe is me, or I'm never going to be able to buy what I want, do what I want to do. I don't have the resources. I'm never going to have the resources, that kind of thing. So whenever we start getting ourselves into that cycle of pattern thinking, negative thinking, that we are to just like, if you've been sitting there been sitting there and suddenly you start thinking about something, and then you start having those thoughts, oh, it's never going to happen to me, or whatever it is. Get yourself, like purposely, catch yourself doing that, get yourself out of the chair and start doing something with your hands or your body. Exercise, or start washing the dishes. Maybe not washing the dishes because that gives you time, because it's do something with your hands that it's going to make you have to focus on what it is you're doing. Because washing your dishes doesn't take, you can really do that with your eyes closed, and you don't really have to focus. It's just a routine type of, you wash a dish, you rinse it, and you put it to dry. As long as you don't drop it or bang it, you're okay. But physically, yes, that's training yourself to get physical. Emotionally, it's for you to tell yourself that you're feeling bad right now with the thoughts that you've been currently having. So it's time to think of something else so that I can feel better. Okay, that's the emotional training. Spiritual training is, if I can't do this on my own, I need to enlist the help of, let's say, Archangel Michael or Archangel Uriel, who is of the mind, right? It could be just, to Jesus or God or your own higher self, whatever, spirit guides, angels, whatever. You've got to enlist the help of the spirit world to help you to recover through the strength that you have by physically being able to do something, to switch your thoughts to something more positive, emotionally and spiritually. You have that ability to do so. You have that strength in you to do that. And that's what this Algiz rune is telling you. The power of the rune says Algiz is helpful in any situation where patience and diligence are required. So having patience with yourself, but being diligent, making sure that when you get into this frame, this all wrapped up in your own imprisonment, right, of those ruminating thoughts, those ruminations of negativity, of whatever, however that looks to you. When you get into that, you have the strength and ability. The Algiz rune is here to assist you with that. So call on the Algiz rune to help you, if for no other reason that you don't call on, like Jesus, God, or whoever it is that you worship. Okay? But yeah, you have a fertile mind. You have the ability to heal what it is that you've been robbing yourself of, okay, because of a certain perception, an idea, a belief that you have that has been keeping you in your own self-imposed prison from taking a risk, a leap of faith. And it has to do with the past, what you've learned from the past, the reason why you get yourself all wrapped up in worry and concern, fret, right? And it could, like I said, for a good reason. It could be a good reason that maybe you had a really great job and you're making good income, but the company had to close down for one reason or another. Maybe the pandemic, maybe just because they didn't manage their company very well. Whatever the reasons is, suddenly you're unemployed. And now you're unemployed and you're scrimping for money. You're scraping the bottom of the barrel to be able to support yourself and your family, right? If you have a family. And it's just been a very, very stressful, challenging, scary time for you, that you say, when I start working again, when I find a new job, I'm never going to allow this to happen ever again. And so you finally get a new job, right? You get yourself a new job, maybe not making as much money as you made before at the other job that you're at, and you might be working in a lower position that you were working at your other job, that kind of thing. However, what you do end up doing then is every bit of money you do have coming to you that is not going towards paying your bills and rent and whatever, you're actually, like, you're hanging on to it, you're clinging, you're being miserly, right? You're robbing yourself from having an emotionally peaceful and joyful life, because you're not allowed. This is so weird, because you're not allowing yourself to step into the good life. Okay, you're not allowing yourself to do it because you have experienced something that has made you now hang on to what your resources, and it might not be money, it might be something else, but you're just like, you're hanging on tight dearly to your whatever resources you have, because you don't ever want to have to face another time of not having, or not, lack of some kind, lacking this, lacking that. It could even be a relationship, it could be a relationship that you're hanging on to for dear life that you really do need to let go of, but you're hanging on to it because you don't want to be on your own again, because maybe you're 39 years old and you don't think that there's going to be somebody out there that would be available to someone, a woman or a man who's 39 years old, aging, that kind of thing. And we get ourselves thinking about stuff like that, but we are robbing ourselves of having that beautiful, joyful, prosperous, and abundant life because of our past memories that we've been hanging on to. They become a treasure, in the sense that it's so valuable to you to remember that this is what happened to you at one time that was very challenging for you to experience, but you're taking that as like a life's lesson. Like in the Six of Swords, you got all the swords in the tarot. You got all the swords in the boat, right? Those are life's lessons that you take with you, so that you don't forget, so that you remember what you've been through already, that you don't go through it again. You are clinging on to those that for dear life, saying, I'm not ever going to let this happen to me again. I'm never going to allow that to happen to me again. And that, in that way, in that sense, you're actually robbing yourself of the best life that you could be living, with so much joy and happiness, because you're not letting go of what it is that you fear. You're not healing. You're not allowing yourself to heal from that. Heal that so that you can move forward. This card is saying, do not delay. Use your skills and your ability to see things the way they need to be seen. Gaining a new perception and skill in making decisions that are more life-affirming decisions than making decisions that says, I got this job, I'm not ever going to take another job because I never know. I'm going to stay in this job, this position, because I feel secure here, secure enough. If I were to take a promotion, who knows, they might get rid of that position, and then I'm without a job again. Or if I decide to leave this company and go to another company just because I want to make more money, or be in another position that I want, or whatever, who's to say that that company's not going to fold, and this company's been around for ages, and chances are it's never going to fold, so I'm going to stay here. So you're not allowing yourself to grow and expand, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. So the universe wants to tell you that they're ready for you, as long as you're ready to take that leap, to take that risk by letting go of all of this, right? That prison that you've put yourself in, those thoughts, those worries, those concerns, that ruminating, thinking of what if, that kind of thing. Okay, so let's see what the tarot has to say. We have the Nine of Swords. So, Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords, that just one leads to the next, right? It's what's expanding is your worry and your concern. Your need to hang on tightly to something. We have the Wheel of Fortune, which is about, your destiny is to be fruitful, to be prosperous, and to be abundant, to be joyful, to be happy, Then we have the Ten of Pentacles. I mean, you can't get any better than that when it comes to prosperity, right? This is where you're headed. The Wheel of Fortune says you're destined. Destined for this. Destined for, if it's not like in the form of, if it's maybe it's not cash you need, money that you need, maybe it's something else that you need, like just somebody to commit to you, to remain committed to you, so that you can be committed to this relationship and stay in that relationship for the rest of your life, because you'll be able to trust them, they'll be able to trust you, that sort of thing, right? It could be that kind of thing where it's stable and secure relationship, or a situation, or a job, or something that you can feel safe and secure where you're at, and that this particular company, when it wants to offer you a promotion, for you to evolve, to go up the corporate ladder, so to speak, get into a higher position, become a team leader, or become a supervisor over the department you had been working in yourself, know that this company is going to be supporting you, and it's going to be around for a long time. That kind of thing, Ten of Pentacles kind of thing. It is about you stepping into a life of prosperity and abundance, feeling safe and secure, and knowing that you're okay. You're okay. You're going to be more than okay. I mean, Wheel of Fortune, come on. That's a major arcana card. It's something major. It's big time. And then it's right next to the Ten of Pentacles, or should I say the Ten of Pentacles right next to the Wheel of Fortune. You can't get any better than that when it comes to prosperity and abundance, and feeling that life is committed to your happiness. Let's see, we've got the Four of Swords. Yeah, the Four of Swords is about being able to unwrap yourself from your own self-imposed prison of worry and concern, and letting it all go, laying it all down, laying yourself down, relaxing, feeling like I'm doing okay, everything's fine, I can rest my head now. I can lay myself down to sleep. Nine of Swords is not going to keep me up at night anymore. I'm laying that all down. We have Judgment. That's, answering the call, your own soul's inner calling, saying, you do not have to worry. You can make the decision to let go. You don't have to hold on so tightly. We are here for you. We are supporting you. The angels, the divine is supporting you. The divine is showing you that they've got your back. That when you fall, they're actually there to swoop in and catch you before you hit the ground. You're going to be okay. You're okay. You can let go of whatever it is that you're hanging very, very tightly onto. Look at this. He's hanging on to some kind of, his symbol there, right? I think of Thor when I see that, but he's hanging on to it tightly because he's forging a new way. He's forging strength through a new way of thinking, new way of behaving, a new way of feeling spiritually. I've turned it over looking. Well, the words were there. No, they're in the book. Okay. King of Pentacles. That is somebody who is very well grounded and very stable and secure. This is your energy, whether you're a feminine or masculine. This is your energy that you are going to be stepping into. You are going to be very, very well centered in your own abundance, like your ability to create your own, with of course the divine is helping you do this, your own well-being, your own financial prosperous well-being. You are going to be actually surrounded by your own ability, surrounded by wealth in all its forms, not just financial. But you're going to be like this 10 Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. You just need to answer the call, okay? That you're going to be making the decision to be sitting in the King of Pentacles energy. Somebody who is very, very intelligent about how that it's this guy here that everyone wants to take from. That's the King of Pentacles. He has everything that everybody else wants. And it doesn't necessarily mean money. It could be that you have the greatest relationship with somebody that everybody else is going, oh, gaga over, like, oh, I wish I could find somebody like you've got, you know, that I wish I could have a relationship like that. It could be you have all these I don't know, opportunities, financial opportunities that are knocking at your door, and all you have to do is, you know, cover your eyes and pick one, and it doesn't matter which one you pick, it's all a winner. You know, every single opportunity is like right for the picking, and it's going to be abundant, prosperous and abundant. Okay, we've got the Hierophant. Oh my goodness, you're going to be in such a way that you're going to be able to be that model, that model of how it's done. You're going to be able to teach others, not necessarily, maybe you will teach, but in some way that traditionally you're going to be able to show them that it takes a lot of faith and trust in the one that you are, your higher one, the one that's supporting you and has got your back, to look to the one that really solves the problem, and solves the problem for good. It's not a kind of problem that's ever going to come back around. So any kind of problem you're facing right now that's causing you to hang on to something really, really tight and not let go, the divine, if you allow the divine through your Four of Swords time, and making the decision to do that, to listen to the call, the whispers of the divine, right? The epiphanies and guidance and stuff like that of what to do, when to do it, and trusting it and having faith in that, you're going to be sitting very, very nicely in a position of like, I'm doing well. Like, you could be your own authority for that matter, if not an authority position at your job, or an authority position in a group that you belong to, whatever it is. You might even become the chairperson of a non-funded, you know what I'm saying, type of corporation that gets grants and money. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you might be on the board of it, right? So you might become the actual chairperson of that board. People looking up at you. Because what? The magician. You have all the skills and abilities, like the falcon does. Use your keen perception and skill in making decisions, like the judgment, and do not delay. As soon as you know exactly what needs to be done, you're going to do it, because you see it within you, including like with the Algi's rune here. You know, it was the spiritual, the emotional, and the physical strength, right, to overcome your mind, to make those decisions, to take a leap of faith, not delaying. As soon as you know you're going to be stepping into your new life, letting go of the past here, healing all that has been holding you back, which is your mind, right? And the worry and concern that's been having you from the past thing that happened to you that you're hanging on to dear life for, promising to yourself that you're never going to let that happen to you again, which is fine, but as long as it's not stopping you from moving forward, from progressing and evolving and expanding in your own life to happiness, prosperity and abundance, to peace and calm and love and joy. This is the magician, all the resources that you need right here. You and the Hierophant, oh my God, with the King of Pentacles, and then you've got the Wheel of Fortune, Judgment. You've got the Hierophant and the Magician. How many cards did I pull here? Yeah, I got to count. 6, 7, 8. 4. Half of them are major arcana. This is a major thing for you. This is a major thing for you. It's majorly happening for you. You just need to get yourself in control of your mind that's been hanging on to something from your past that you have been treasuring as valuable to you, because you're going to remember the negative experience you had, because by God, I'm never going to allow that to happen again, that kind of thing, right? So then that automatically, by default, keeps you from being able to expand and move towards what you really want to experience in whatever situation that was that you had, that you're going to have a new experience. I mean, you're going to face more situations, like if it's a relationship or you had to go bankrupt or something like that. You are going to continue to spend money, obviously, right? You're going to continue to say, oh, I have more money this paycheck and not so much next paycheck, so I have to, find a balance, right? So that I am not suddenly scurrying about looking for money to make this payment that I forgot that I needed to make. That's due, right? And you're going to start feeling, so I don't have enough money, do I need to go bankrupt again? That kind of thing. If it's a relationship, you are going to be looking at a new relationship with somebody that, if not just for your relationship with yourself, but with someone else, that you're going to be able to really experience it with this, right? This and the wheel, the fate of the relationship is going to be stable and secure. That's your new experience. That's your new life. But you got to let go of that which you've been holding on to and not letting go of. Out of fear. Out of fear. Then and stop robbing yourself from having those loving, happy, exciting, prosperous, and abundant times. That's what the universe wants to tell you about the huge prosperity it wants to bring to you in your life. Is that you have got to stop hanging on so tightly and so dearly to something of a lesson that you've learned, that you said you're never going to face something like that again. By default, you have been actually keeping yourself from taking a leap of faith into what? A new life. A new life of the experiences that are all about healing, beauty, growth and balance. It's like love. It's going to feel like it's eternal, because it's just going to have that divine presence to it, divine flavor on it. You're just going to feel like you're well taken care of, that you are being hugged by the universe, and support it. Number one, support it and hugged. Okay? I hope that was helpful. So take care of yourself until next time. Remember, it's Collective Soul Tarot. Please subscribe if you haven't yet already done so. Bye for now.